There's a different. Well, the zombie tribe, like I say, they're not zombie like zombies. Well, some people they like to say that they were undead or that they had been dead or something like that, and they would kind of wander around with the dazed, kind of like open like kind of look to them. But that's because they're on LSD all the time. Um, like I said, I think the concoction they like is a form of LSD and probably heroin. Probably heroin and LSD probably is what they like the most. Yeah, probably. I think it's heroin and LSD basically. Um, that's what they like best. So if a zombie tribal person ever comes to your house, what you want to do is you want to take some LSD, mix it in, then take a little heroin, mix it in, and then they'll be really happy with that. That's how they like it. And they kind of wander around, and like I said, one of their tribal leaders, the tribe leader, was basically force feeding it to his children, to the children of the tribe, force feeding it to the tribal people, even if they did or did not want it, and basically had them floating by 9 o'clock in the morning, pretty much. And that's the way he ran his tribe. And black, by the way, thoroughly black. And they kind of they looked they look kind of like undead or whatever like that because of the fact that they basically used so much heroin that they lost weight like crazy. They were really kind of like skeleton, and usually they had pock marks from infections or whatever. They didn't take showers, they didn't wash themselves. They usually smelled like crap. And they wiped themselves with their hands, and basically, you know, they did not have any idea of hygiene, did not care about hygiene, did not care about how they smelled or the way they smelled, and I don't understand how they reproduce so much. Um, they've been around for about 500 years now, or longer, maybe 800 at most. Um, Black tribe, basically, and reclusive. Um, they were in the jungle at some point in time, basically hiding in there with their little plants and stuff, and their poisonous frogs or whatever. They used to keep to themselves, or at least, nobody really. They stayed away from outsiders and other people. They are a very close knit group, and generally rapists. Like I say, they force feed LSD to their captured victims or hostages. They don't request money. Oftentimes, they won't request money. They have no regard. They don't care about valuables, not so much. Maybe they do now a little bit. They have no idea of personal property. They don't regard anything as sacred. Um, Basically, the drug is their god, if anything, and pretty much they do whatever they want, literally. Um, they used to be disease ridden and infested, basically, and I think we've tried to clean them up and tried and break them of their habits, but they won't change. They regard death as paramount or whatever, somewhat, I think, basically. Um, they are basically, you would consider them clinically insane, pretty much. Like I say, if you ever get around them, they will basically put some sort of poison or drug inside your drink. Um, they probably like LSD, I mean GHB a lot, basically. Um, Basically, they're rapists and murderers. Cannibals, probably. They have no, if they actually care about eating. They may not be really cannibalistic because they have very low appetites, basically. And generally, you can know them by, I mean, they usually look really torn up. Torn up from the floor up would basically be a good, accurate description of the way they generally look, basically. Also, curly hair, curly curly beards or whatever, somewhat, I think. Um, anyway, they're a Pacific type. Anyway, they've been around for a couple hundred years, but they're generally diluted now with other genes because they raped British women and other women, and also some of them are even blonde because they raped German girls. They'll promise you money or whatever, and then they'll rape you, basically. They wander around. They try and claim diplomatic immunity or whatever, but they don't have any. I don't regard them as a true tribe or a true government or any kind of governing body, or nor will I recognize them as any kind of country. They are not a country. They are more like something that exists because I was not psychotic enough to have them all slaughtered, which I probably should have done. That's on me. So anyway, at one point in time, like I say, I think I came down on them really hard with the German army, and basically pretty much raided their wherever they were. And basically, like I said, we found about 200 or 120 Germans and, or not Germans, I mean English people and a couple other people um, held inside bamboo prison cells or something. Anyway, like I said, they're basically a really bad tribe. And they're real, by the way. They've been around for 200 or maybe 800 years, about. Pretty much terrorism and stuff. They're terrorists. Terrorism. They like to scare people. Um, and they're very, very dangerous. Like I say, they might pretend to be funny or clowns, but they are very, very dangerous and very, 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 very bad. Like I say, they've done some really, really, really messed up things in the past. Anyway, so, and they're on this planet. Anyway, I would not give them I would not give them safe harbor. I would not let them get near me. They psychotically hunted down anyone that had any knowledge of them. A couple hundred, about 100 years ago, maybe. Basically, killing off scholars and everyone else. They regard technology and information as basically a problem. They're very happy in a feudal or basically no technology. They would rather the world be no technology. They're very happy with no schooling, no language, no nothing. Anyway, they are very interesting tribe and, like I say, very, very bad. I've known them for about at least 500 years, or known of them. And basically, I didn't really feel like slaughtering them, so. Anyway, probably should have done that. But oh well. Anyway, they once regarded me as their god. I was like, I am not your god, nor will I have any relation to you. I'm sorry. You're too crazy. Anyway, maybe, and they probably consider me having turned my back on them. So, anyway, but they don't consider civilization or cleanliness or any kind of technology as a very useful thing, other than to kill people. To do more damage or more rape, yes, they consider technology useful, but that's about it. So, anyway, I'm LS and Lucifer, and well, there's not much I don't know about or didn't know about at one point in time. So, anyway, I at one point in time made the mistake of asking about them and wanting to find out about them because I did know about them. So, anyway.